Dave, in the 4 games, I think there's been 30-plus goals between these two teams. Is it something just about the mix of offense, or what have you seen in these games where it's been so wide open?
You're talking about the games against Winnipeg, obviously?
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, no, I think, you look at both teams, especially at forward, have some high-end skill that you get opportunities, you can capitalize. So they've been entertaining games.
I know you always say you worry about your team, but this is the first time you'll face them this year where they have Dubois down the middle. Can you discuss what they bring down the middle with their centers and how that matchup works with your group?
Yeah, we'll see. I haven't watched much of them yet. I'll watch some of them this afternoon. But obviously they added a good player, a good centerman there. But they've been playing some of their centers on wings, so we'll see how it goes tonight.
Jim Matheson, Post Media.
Dave, apart from maybe Koskinen playing goal, any other lineup changes this evening?
Yeah, we possibly have a couple. We're dealing with a couple injuries.
Okay. And Tyson Barrie, there seems to be this segment of Oiler fans who look at his defense. Yeah, he can't play defense, and yet you've been waiting for years and years to get an offensive defenseman to play with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Is there a trade-off? I mean, there's only so many Victor Hedmans in the league who can play both ends of the ice equally well.
Well, every player you try to, the coaching staff's job is to put a player in a position where you can maximize his talents. So Tyson's come in. He's a high-end offensive player. He's worked his way into playing very well on our power play, and him and Nurse have got to be a pretty good pair here. So the elements that he brings to the game, you got to make sure you're maximizing those, and he's lived up to his end of the bargain, and he's played very well.
Rob Tuchkowski, Post Media.
Hi, Dave. You guys are barely off the ice after just a huge win in Calgary, and already your sights have to shift ahead to another huge, massive second-place battle with the Winnipeg Jets. What's the key to guys not getting overwhelmed by the enormity of this schedule? Is it something that the coaches have to get involved with?
Well, we talk about it all the time, managing the schedule but Winnipeg's in the exact same boat. They played a big game last night too, so that there's no advantages either way, So we've talked about it 100 times, the schedule of games, how many games in so many days, and the recognition of you got to focus on the next game in front of you, and then go after that. So that's been our plan all along, and it won't change tonight.
I'm wondering about the overtime loss points. I know that it isn't anything that you can control or whatever, but do you look at it ultimately might involve a shift in playoff spaces? You got a team behind you that has 8 of them. You don't have any. Does the league need to look at that and reassess the way it awards points?
Well, they have the regulation win points, and those become a factor in some of the ties. So that's the way they look at it.
Jim Matheson.
Dave, I presume Koskinen is playing goal this evening. Is that so?
Yes.
And in the situation of Kara, he's still going to be out for a while?
Day to day. He skated again today, but he hasn't got cleared to play yet. So I think he's going to get through today. They wanted to check some things on him today, but he looks fine. He's out there skating, so we'll see. Hopefully it's just day to day.
Kelly Moore, CJOB.
Hey, Dave, understanding that, each game is a little bit different, but with this hectic part of the schedule now, and forgive me if this has been asked by your media before, but getting shift lengths to be manageable so players don't get burned out and can handle the heavy load, is that something that has been a little more prevalent this year than maybe in others?
Yeah, you're always monitoring everybody on the wear and tear on their body. Our fitness people do a real good job of monitoring things day to day, and we stay pretty close to things, whether certain players are getting overloaded or some of the taxi squad needs more of a load. So we monitor those things every day. It is I would be lying to you if I didn't tell you it was more prevalent this year because of the hectic schedule. We want to make sure that we're not overtaxing somebody. But that being said, you get in a game and, you know, it's a tight game and you have certain people you want to use in certain situations. It's a lot of that stuff goes on the back burner and you're trying to win that game. So it's stuff that you monitor, but you get in a game and you have to have a feel for the game and who's playing at the level needed and how much they need to play.
And you're well into your second half now, Dave, but have you seen that uptick in intensity, you know, where all of a sudden now the playoff mode is really starting to develop in these games, maybe more so than it might have, you know, say games 10 through 20, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I think, you know, with no training camp, I think everybody was, you know, you're getting a feel for what's going on. No fans, you know, everybody was in that, you know, feeling out process probably the first 10 or 15 games. But now you're seeing every game just looks, the points are so valuable. You know, you're watching who's winning. Are they 3-point games? I mean, it is a playoff feel mode that as the season's gone on, I would agree with you. The intensity continues to ramp up, and I think it's, you know, it's going to continue that way all the way to the finish. I think it's going to be very tight right to the end, and it'll be great for great hockey.